I handed him the gun out the backseat of the car.
16-year-old Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
That nigga said we saw the snitch video. So everybody saw it. It's been on the news before. Just cause you saw it, you still broke. It don't change nothing. You still broke. I'm still rich. I'm still getting booked. It don't change nothing.
50 Cent has publicly blasted Charleston White after troubling new information was released that allegedly showed White's collaboration with law authorities, and the internet is on fire. The footage, which immediately went viral, appears to show Charleston detailing street figures and identifying persons during a private meet-in. That, according to sources, wasn't meant for the public to witness. 50 responded quickly. He wrote, "I knew dude wasn't built for this" on Instagram. All of that hostile rhetoric was a facade. We have proof now.
Everybody's seen it before you seen it. It used to be on the news. I keep telling y'all, I made the news before. All what y'all doing, people I already seen.
White's next step was to release a video compilation of his most controversial incidents, now accompanied by captions that accuse him of being a phony and the loudest snitch in the room.
Doolittle is accused of down 34-year-old Michael Levy of Irving. Levy attempted to stop Doolittle, White, and two other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from an Arlington mall in September of 1991.
Renowned for his unrestrained outbursts and insightful views on street culture, Charleston has gained notoriety for his criticism of rappers, gangs, and even fake activists.
Witnesses say Levy pounded on their windshield until the teens threw the jackets out the car window. Then Doolittle supposedly shot him in the back as Levy walked away.
But this new film may have shown the paradox behind the fade. 50 Cent's response has made matters worse as both fans and critics begin to question Charleston's sincerity.
He said, "Look, you shot."
What did he do?
Started laughing.
Although White has not fully addressed the leak, silence is more powerful than words. Additionally, this story might not be ended yet because 50% increases the pressure. Because once he gets rolling, 50 rarely stops down. 50 Cent is notorious for never remaining silent during a dispute. And this time, he's concentrating on Charleston White. Charleston White testified against an old friend in court, according to a recent news clip. The internet responded immediately, generating fresh debates and criticism across numerous websites. White appears to be recounting how his colleague got into a fatal altercation in the decades-old film.
Dreams of my Prince Charming. I found him. And it's hard to believe, but I did. And I believe in fairy tales because he made my dreams come true. And they took that away.
He said in the video that in 1991, while trying to loot a department store of winter clothing, Michael Levy was slain by his friend Antoine Doolittle. Because of this revelation, many individuals now question White's integrity and genuineness, especially in organizations that have a strict code of silence. The public's reaction was swift, and 50 Cent is now adding fuel to the fire.
My victim, which was a Caucasian man by the name of Michael Levy, I was sentenced to 12 years under Texas juvenile determined sentencing law. My 3 co-defendants, all of them was tried as adults. They were 15 and older. I was 14. So I went into a boys' home that was co-ed with boys and girls. So I spent my entire teenage life from 14 to 21 in the boys' home. When I got out at 21, my record was sealed, so there's no record of me ever being in trouble for that.
But Charleston White is completely unconcerned. He has taken on an aggressive stance, laughing off the accusations and confronting people who question his moral fiber. So, what exactly happened in 1991, and why is the story resurfacing? More importantly, why is 50 Cent bringing attention to this old movie? Now, let's analyze it. When Michael Levy attempted to thwart the robbery attempt, the altercation took a deadly and irreversible turn. When the suspects tossed the stolen goods out of a department store window, Antoine Doolittle killed Michael with his gun, further inflaming the scene.
We saw the snitch video. So everybody saw it. It's been on the news before. Just cause you saw it, you still broke. It don't change nothing. You still broke. I'm still rich. I'm still getting booked. It don't change nothing.
Charleston White, who witnessed it, claimed to have been a bystander. But when he testified in court, he clearly implicated his own associate in his sworn evidence. White admitted to handing Doolittle the revolver before the shooting and described the discussion that followed the deadly event. According to court filings, Doolittle showed no remorse.
You think they gonna stop booking me? You think they gonna stop interviewing me? You think people gonna stop? No, you still gonna be poor, and I'm still gonna be rich and famous.
White recalls his colleague laughing and casually recounting the event. "Look, I shot him," which only exacerbated the current crisis, according to Time Stories. The consequences were serious. The loss of Michael Levy's death was very painful for his wife. After barely 4 days of marriage, the catastrophe ended the couple's future together. But the repercussions didn't stop a diddle. Charleston White gave multiple pieces of testimony. One person. He provided evidence in support of his convictions, while testifying against 3 other participants. His sentencing was altered as a result of his assistance with the prosecution, but he was nonetheless held accountable. White's 12-year prison sentence for his role in the crime would be a watershed in his life for decades to come. While Charleston White was sentenced to 12 years in prison, his co-defendants were given more severe punishments.
So what? Why you think I told? I don't give a damn. I ain't friends with nobody.
Mostly as a result of his judicial testimony, Charleston ultimately left with a sealed record, which many considered as a significant advantage. Despite what would have seemed like a severe punishment, as expected, the unearthed video from the original trial sparked a lot of online criticism. Social media platforms instantly exploded in criticism, with many accusing Charleston of being a snitch. The video quickly gained popularity, reigniting debates over loyalty, accountability, and the ethics of working with law enforcement, especially in cultures where people respect quiet. Charleston, though, appears completely unconcerned by the heightened scrutiny. In an online response video, he publicly mocked the backlash, seeming more amused than concerned. Rather than respond defensively to the charges, he decided to laugh at the situation.
If it is, I hope it is, I want to snitch. I want to snitch, I want to tell, whatever they call telling, snitching, I want to do it, and I want to make it cool to do it.
And ignoring the critique as idle chit-chat, according to his own statements, the incident would have no impact on his reputation or career, declaring that he would likely turn the entire incident into a performance routine. Charleston further highlighted his disobedience. He also made it apparent that he was unafraid to testify, asserting that he had no friends at the time and that he would act in the same manner, without hesitation if the situation rose again. For Charleston, allegiance seemed to end with self-preservation, a viewpoint that continues to spark debate and public outrage. Charleston White's unapologetic attitude regarding loyalty and his disrespect for street codes has continued to amaze spectators, even if it probably shouldn't. It is clear from his comments and statements that he does not believe that traditional street loyalty is a virtue that should be respected. Instead, even if it means cooperating with law enforcement, he promotes an alternative philosophy founded on lawfulness, self-defense, and civic obligation, or revealing illicit activity. Charleston says his allegiance or brotherhood is a reason he won't go to jail. "We are all criminals and crooks," he said. This viewpoint bolsters his overarching argument that respect for the law and self-defense come before unity or silence. As in a widely circulated interview, Charleston boldly declared his citizenship, stating, "I'm a police-minded individual. I'm going to vote. In fact, I am an election judge." He made it plain that he cares more about civic engagement and the judicial system than he does about criminal allegiance. When 40 years old, he made it clear that he had no desire to be incarcerated by the time he was 50, and that he would testify on everyone if it meant staying free. Charleston is now one of the most polarizing figures in contemporary history. As a result of this mindset, rumor has it that he assisted federal officials in the apprehension of Brick Baby, another well-known figure. Rather than downplaying any part or offering an explanation, Charleston dug into charges. In essence, he confirmed that he had tipped off law enforcement by bragging about his role and showing no remorse online. It is a rare tactic in a field that is often silent and marked by loyalty rules, despite the harsh criticism he gets. Charleston doesn't seem to be changing his opinion. Block at Charleston, while Baby may have drawn federal attention on his own, White ensured that the authorities were informed. When Brick posted a video of himself in Houston flashing bundles of cash and allegedly threatening to hit Charleston, White didn't hesitate to act. He publicly claimed that he would approach law enforcement immediately, rather than responding with an action or retaliation. According to Charleston, he has contacts in federal authorities, which bolsters his assertion that he abides by the law instead of breaking it. Charleston's phone call repeatedly drew criticism.
Hold on.
I'm finna call my son. You got to go to the graveyard to see your son. say, look, this what my kids give me for Father's Day. Gilly, say Gilly, cash money backup singer. Say, cash money backup singer. I'm sorry, backup dancer.